Alright, we're going to give it another go with our new setup. This is a 32-gallon plastic recycle bin I picked up at Home Depot. And this time we have two pieces in there. I have the griddle that we tried cleaning the first time, and that old bell upright. So we'll get both in there. That's where they're hanging. Yeah. So it should be good. You can see the down the bottom, the white stuff. That's the Arm & Hammer Laundry Booster Super Washing Soda. I've got a cup and a half, I think, is what I put in there. So all I got to do now is get it filled up with water to cover the pieces up. And I've been trying to do a little bit of reading on it here and there to figure out exactly, the best way to do some of this. And what I'm finding is if you got something like this, it's got to set for a while, which this one probably will. You want to get it like an inch or two above the top of the piece you're working on, just for water evaporation. So I have to drag the hose down here. I don't have a water supply down here, so I have to drag the hose down, and I'll get this filled up, and then we'll fire it up. Well, here's a learning tip. The super washing soda, put it in after you put the water in. I put it in first and then went outside, turned the hose on, and came back down real quick to make sure there's no leaks. Sure enough, the Arm & Hammer, it's all caked up at the bottom of the can. Tank, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's an electrolysis, homemade electrolysis tank now, but it's all caked up, so I'm going to have to reach down in there and break it all up. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to add some more to it. All of it down there is all, there's no, it comes out of the box as powder, but had it in the tank first, then put water in it, and that's what happened. So, just so you know. Alright, so we're all hooked up and running. I've done some more research, and from what I can find is a tub this big. You might have to switch it up a little bit, but it's on 6 volt. It's getting a little bit on a sacrifice rod here, the positive side. It is definitely getting a reaction. It's been on for about 10 minutes, and it's getting the bubbles and everything like it should. But the pieces we're trying to clean, you see a bubble from them here and there. But if you bump it up to 12 volt, then you start getting more of a reaction naturally. But I did do some reading on it, and from what I could find, that's 12 volts. See if you guys can notice the difference. Is a tub this size, which is a 32-gallon. Basically, it's a 32-gallon trash can. And from what I could find online, you should have, or the recommendation is 4 pieces of heavier gauge, like sheet metal. You can get it at any hardware store, but put one on, like one on each side, like one by each hand on one across from each other, and use a heavy gauge wire and hook them all together. And for your positive side, for your sacrifice metal, and then drop your items you're wanting to clean, like down into the center. So I don't have, I got a couple more pieces of rebar I could probably do that with, but I don't know if that would honestly make a difference, because sheet steel is it's a lot wider, so you got a lot more surface area. And with a bigger tank like this, it was a lot of them on there. I was reading a couple different groups. They was saying you can run 12 volt. You just have to keep an eye on it, and to make sure, because if it runs for a long period of time, you're not keeping an eye on it, and it can damage the piece you're trying to clean. So I got this one on constant run, where you can kind of see the, if you guys can see it, you can see the piece is starting to bubble now with it on 12 volts. But I'm going to let it run on 6 volt for a while, and then, because it is probably going on 5:30. Yeah, it's like 5:20 p.m. right now, so I'm going to let it run on 6 volts, come back down, probably about 8 o'clock, check on it and see what we got. As much water and stuff it is here, and the reading I done, we may not see much of a difference at all. but I'll definitely give it a shot. It's a learning experience for me, but enjoy doing it. So about 8 o'clock, 8:30, I'll come back down and we'll check it out and see what we got. Alright, so we're just about right at 3 hours. So it's, do we let it cook or do we check and see if we made any progress? You can kind of see the funk going on right here on the positive side, but I don't know if that's like the dirt and stuff that's off the rod or if it's actually off the pieces. But the good thing is, if I can get you guys in there, they look like they are bubbling pretty good, so that's a plus. So I think maybe shut it off and check one out, just out of curiosity here. Shut this off and unplug it. Oh. Out of curiosity of, see if we have something that's made progress. I'm hoping. Hope. That goofy dog up in the window whining at me. Oh man, that's heavy with both of them on it. Let's get this out of the way. Oop. Okay. Oh no. Let's see. What we got up here? There we go. Wire wheel. Getting tangled and everything. I need more room. Oh, come here. Come here. Alright. Let's try this again. If I can keep from knocking over the tripod. There we go. Let's see. This side, when we tried cleaning this up once before, this griddle, it was mainly the other side of it we pretty much used chemicals on. Well, it looks like it's breaking up some. There's this side here. This is one we tried cleaning the first time, so let's see what we got. Oh yeah, it's coming off now with, let's check out this upright. This, I should have done a better job of cleaning it before I put it in the tank. It looks like it's breaking up. Yeah, it's definitely going to take a little more. So I'll get it back in there and let it cook some more. And hopefully this will clean up and we can dig around and see if it has a date on it. Be kind of neat to see. But anyhow, we'll get it back in there. But it seems like there's that forum I was on reading up on them, that it makes more sense to have those. I'll see if I can get some of those plates to put one on each side and then have them wired together for your sacrifice metal. And that way apparently gets more connectivity, I guess, to break everything down from what it was saying on there. But I'm definitely not a pro, so do your research. That's what I've been trying to do. So, with that, I will make sure nothing's touching this hot rod, and then I'll get it back in, let it cook for a few hours. It's 8:30 now. I'll let it simmer some more before I go to bed, and then see what it looks like tomorrow after I get off work, and then we'll see what we got. Alright, so I actually let this run all night. Just getting home from work. It's just after 2:30, so it's been running since 5:30 something yesterday evening. So we're pushing 12 hours of running non-stop, but it's been on 6 volts on our battery charger, so I'm going to turn it off and get it unplugged and let's see what we got. And it's full of all kinds of gunk, that's for sure. That is a big old pile right there. That was all fresh water, clean. So let's take a little look and see what we got. The worst I have to do is put it back in for a little while longer. Get that out of the way. Let's see, here's a wire wheel. Oh, man, that's heavy. Okay, first up, here's the, oh wow, looks like it actually really made a difference on that. The griddle, we'll check it out first and see what we got. Oh yeah, looks like everything's coming right off. Of course this side wasn't too bad because we already cleaned it up some. But what's there seems to be flaking right off. But for this one, I don't think the original video we done of this, yeah, we didn't clean any of the back. We just done the front to see how well it worked. Yeah, you can see there it's coming off. Oh heck yeah, here we go. So you can see, let me make sure you can see. You can see the difference there. It's just all black. It just needs a good scrub down now. But it looks like all the major rust appears to be coming off. So this piece looks like a little bit of elbow grease and then give it a good wash in the sink. And this one should be good. Now the bell upright, that might be a different scenario there. Let's see what we got there. Oh, it still looks the same. Oh. Yeah, it hasn't changed none. But doesn't mean nothing won't come off of it. Well, I don't know where my the wire brush went, but we definitely need it right now. So this piece, it's definitely corroded. Yeah, it's still rusty. So this one, that bell's bright's definitely going to have to go in for some more time. Of course, it's, I don't know how long it was down in the river, but apparently down there for a while. So I may end up having to take it out, maybe hit it with a wire wheel or a good wire brush or something and try to break it down the best I possibly can, then maybe stick it back in. But we'll see. For now, I got some errands to run, so I'm just going to put it back in the tank and fire it back up. And then I'll catch you as soon as we get back. Alright, so here's the deal. I'm trying so I definitely got to change my tank setup. It's just not, I just don't have it set up right, that's all there is to it for a piece this big. I put some of the Rust-Oleum gel on here to try. I even went through and on this side and tried scrubbing some of it down, put it back in the tank to see if it'd make a difference, and ran it. No difference. It all comes out looking the same, so definitely having issues with this tank setup. I'm thinking it might be the plates I was reading about having them scattered around your tank. Like this one, you'd want you'd want 4, like 1 at each handle and 1 on each side, and then you wire it. Well, I did get it's more of an angle plate, but they're good and thick. And I got them for free. That's the best part. Got them from work. They're just raw steel, so then there we got a couple of holes in them. So I'm hoping I can use these and put 4 of them in there to use for the hot side, you know, for like sacrifice material, and then make a better piece for the ground, you know, for the piece to hang in there, to see if that works better. Because I'm thinking that the setup I have now, it's just not getting enough connection, you know, it's not getting enough good enough flow. And the griddle I had in there, it done all right on it. I did end up going back over it a little bit with a wire brush, cleaned it up a little bit better. And but with this, I went ahead and put the gel on it so I can see. It says let it set for a half an hour, and then rinse it off. You can see how it's bubbled up. So I'm only doing like half of this one side. Then I'll rinse it off and everything. We'll see how the gel done, and then I'll try. I gotta get some wire to finish the tank up. I think I got all the steel pieces I need. I just got to get the wire to connect everything together. But let this set for a half an hour, and we'll clean it up and see how it turns out. Alright, so I think I'm going to have to call this one a fail until I get this tank set up properly. This is, if I can stay out of the light, from that Rust-Oleum gel. I put that on, let it set for a half an hour like I called for, but it did say if it was in bad enough shape you'd have to do it a couple times. And it's some of it here, you can see it did cut through some of the rust, and almost like it's marking a casting. I don't think it's a crack, I think it's just where it was casted. This side over here, while this is doing its thing, I got a wire wheel on my drill and hit this, and it took a bunch of the rust off. So I'm thinking after yeah, you can see up here how it looked. It's pretty rough. This thing's in worse shape than I thought it was, but you can see where it was kicking it up from that wheel. I mean, it's pretty pasty. But so I think my best option is probably have to go over this thing with a wire wheel real good, redo my tank, and then give it a round 2 and see how it goes. So hopefully, I'd love to be able to clean this thing up, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm definitely trying, but we can see. Yeah, I don't want to touch that acid. It's still a little damp. I mean, you can see some of these spots are. It's really heavy. It's down in there. It must have been down that river longer than I thought. But I won't bore you guys with all that. But you can see how it. If I can get the light right, and there are some spots where it looks like it did take it down to the cast, and some of it didn't. But you know, you can't expect miracles. This thing was definitely way rustier than I thought it was. But there you go. You can kind of see here. That's where that wire wheel took it down. So it done pretty good. A lot of dust though. I even got it damp first, and it was still kicking up a lot of dust. But yeah, till I'm gonna have to redo this tank and for the bigger items, and then once I get that done, we'll give her another go. I'm sure we'll find other big pieces as we're magnet fishing, and some of it's worth, you know, trying to clean up some just to see how it looks. But that'll do it for this one. There's the first round's a fail. We did get the griddle cleaned, but this piece here, I think I'm gonna have to redo my tank. But that'll do it for this one, and we're not giving up on it. I'm just going to redo the tank some, and then we'll go another round with it. Thanks for watching, guys. I was hoping it would work, but I'm pretty sure it's my error on the way the tank's set up. We'll catch you at the next one.